Hey everybody, it's Wendy. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here with me today. We are going to be using the brand new Quite Curvy Celebrations bundle stuff. So the Quite Curvy stamp set and these dies go together in a bundle. And then separately there is a Curvy Christmas stamp set. And then there is designer series paper called Classic Christmas Designer Series Paper. These will be available in one big bundle November 3rd, or if you want to purchase the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit, you could get all of these items in the starter kit now. You don't have to wait. And the starter kit's the way to go, people, because it saves you 20% on all your orders. So our color splash today is Merry Merlot Shaded Spruce Gray Granite. We are using the Sweetest Time stamp set as well. And the dies, those dies actually go with that stamp set that I just showed you, the last one. They come in a bundle if you want them. Anytime you purchase a bundle from Stampin' Up! In a new catalog, you save 10%. If it is not in a new catalog, then that means sometimes you can still get it as a bundle, you're just not going to save the 10%, or sometimes they split it up. So I want to show you what I did right here. I originally was going to cut this out of the video, but then I decided to leave it in because I wanted to show you my boo-boo. So in my head, I had that I would cut this in this direction, and the little polka dots would be on the top piece of paper. I don't know. I put the blade on the top. So I tape this down, I run it through, I cut it, and the little dots are on the other side. So I'm like, Wendy, honest to goodness. So I had to cut another piece of designer series paper, and I had to do this all over again. By the way, this designer series paper is that classic Christmas designer series paper that will be available November 3rd. All of these items that you're seeing that are the new items that I've indicated are going to be available November 3rd. There are supplies listed below the video. I did list these supplies, but I kind of separated them out so that you would know you couldn't purchase them yet. But I wanted you to have the item numbers so that if you decided to purchase the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit, which is essentially buying a membership to Stampin' Up! And being able to get 20% off. Yeah, see? Then I redid it. So, if you want to do that, there's a link for that as well. All right, so, so many things to catch up on. I have some fun stuff to share. We're going to have chit chat. So those of you who are brand new to my channel, maybe you've never visited me before, welcome. If you are brand new, I am not your typical card maker. I like to chat and share about what's happening in my life and interact with my audience as much as possible. So I love it when you leave me comments. Kind ones are preferred. And if you don't enjoy chit chat in videos, then I'm probably not the right channel for you, and that's okay. However, I have started uploading little 1-minute super fast videos that have no chit chat at all. Just some fun music. So if you enjoy that, you're going to start seeing some of those from me on a regular basis, usually the same day that the longer one is uploaded. So if you only got a minute, I got you. But if you got time to hang out with me, I got you there too. All right, here we go. I used adhesive foam sheets to pop this piece up. The rest is going to be stamping, assembling, and a few fun tips and tricks that I will share with you along the way. So I realized after I adhered this that was probably stupid because I need to still stamp my sentiment. So we're going to talk story time. People, we got cats. Okay, I shared this with you in a previous video that our plan was to go get cats. So we're going to talk about this whole scenario because it's a perfect story time chat. All right, first of all, why did we get the cats? We wanted to get cats because we have wood rats and mice where we live. I do live in California. However, I live rural California. Yes, such a thing exists. And so because of that, I'm in Northern California. We back up to a lot of wineries. Our home backs up to a lot of vineyards and cattle property and stuff like that. So we see an influx in rodents from time to time, and we have tried managing it ourselves, and it just never bodes well. That's a whole different story time. So finally, we came to the conclusion that we needed to try 2 more cats. 2 more cats, you say? That's because we had cats previously. We got these barn cats through a barn cat program, and one of them got cancer within 4 months of us having it and had to be euthanized. And then the other one ended up going to another home because all it would do is lay around and cry. So that was quite some time ago. And so now we decided we would try this again. However, instead of getting old cats, which is what we had the first time, we wanted younger cats, but not so young that we had to like have them in the house, because I'm not a cat person. Okay, so we'll just lay that out there. You can feel differently, that is okay, but I just don't do cats. They're not my thing. They kind of creep me out. They make me feel a little bit nervous. They're grabby. They're creepy. They like to creep on you. They stalk things. There's just an element of cats that gives me the heebie-jeebies. However, this is how this went. I called animal control and I was like, hey, we need some mousers. Where I live, that is a totally normal request. So the lady on the other end of the line, which, by the way, I've known since I was like, 6, she was like, yep, got you covered. So she said we had 8-month-old kittens come in, and they're being neutered today, and they will be available to pick up tomorrow. We are not doing the normal adoption thing because of COVID. You cannot come in and hang out and like visit the animals and pick animals. It's more like you either know what you want, or they have a website that you can go look, and then they like bring the animal out to you. You can spend some time with the animal and then decide if you want it. Okay. None of this is necessary for a mouser. A mouser is essentially a cat that lives in the shed, the garage, the barn, outdoors. They're either feral or they're half feral, half friendly-ish kind of cats. And so when you have that situation, instead of the cat being euthanized, you use it as a mouser. So that's what a mouser is. In my neck of the woods, that's what we call it. And so I called, we chatted, got them for you, no problem, come pick them up tomorrow. Okay, so I had to go to a store nearby called the Feed Barn. Yes, that is what it's called. And pay $15 per cat as like an adoption fee. And this is what you pay when you're getting a mouser. Okay, it's like $15. So I go pay the fee for both the kittens. Now, mind you, I have not seen these kittens. I don't know what they look like. I don't know what their temperament is like. I know nothing about them. So I go to animal control. The gate is locked, or shut, I should say. You have to call them, let them know you're there, open the gate, drive through, close the gate behind you, and then drive down to the office. Only one person is allowed at the animal control office at a time with the animal control officers. And so it's just a very bizarre, weird scenario to begin with. Okay. So I get there and they're like, do you want to see them? Yes, I do. So I go in, have the mask on, the whole 9 yards. So I go back. Y'all, these kittens are so cute. So stinking cute. Back to the card. After I made this panel, which by the way is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4, I adhered it to a card base, and then you're just going to see me basically building up my little candle with my holly berry stuff. I did also take and cover the leaves, the solid leaves, with champagne shimmer mist, and then I heat embossed clear over the top of it, but I don't show it in the video. So I'm not sure why I didn't show it in the video. I just didn't. I did it off camera, and I don't know. I'm not sure, people. So I wanted to tell you that I did that so that you knew. Okay, so back to the cats. So I go in, they're so stinking cute, and they're 2 males. They have been neutered, obviously. They are super cute, and one of them is incredibly sweet, like super snuggly. He wants to just hang out with you. And the other one is a little bit more standoffish, but he still will come around. So we decide that we're going to put the cats in the shed. By the way, we named them Walt and Henry. Bonus points if you know why those names would have been given and what they're from. So, Walt and Henry. So I go into the shed and kind of make a place for them. My husband's like work shed. We put a litter box in there, cat food, all the things, the water, a blanket, the whole thing. My daughter, okay, we're not that far yet. So I get it all set up. My kid's not home. So I get it all set up in there, put the 2 cats in there, hang out for a little bit, talk to them, shut the door, and leave. So I'm like, they should be totally fine in here. And we were told they need to be left wherever you want them to mouse. So if you want them to hunt and mouse in certain areas, that's where you should probably acclimate them to. And if you don't, they will probably wander off. And if you raise them or if you keep them in the house to get them acclimated, because, you know, cats need a certain amount of time to get like acclimated to where they're at, or they'll just run off. So they told us don't bring them in the house, because if you do that, they'll become house cats, and then you'll have them meowing at your door, and they'll drive you crazy, yada yada. So we put them in the shed, food, everything's good. And my daughter gets home, and she immediately goes out to see them and falls madly in love with these kitties. She has, y'all, she has crocheted a blanket for them. It's tiny. It's a small blanket. But she got a big cardboard box, and in the cardboard box, she crocheted a blanket for them and put it on the bottom of the box. And then she made pom-poms out of yarn, and she hung them from the top of the box so that they can go inside this box and like play with them. And then throughout the shed area, there's random pom-poms hanging in different areas because she wants them to have plenty of things to play with. So I know on my last video when I mentioned the cats, a few people were concerned that we would not feed them at all. FYI, we know we need to feed them a little bit to keep them around. So they do have food accessible to them, and they will be fed, especially here in the beginning, first month or so. And then after that, we'll cut their food back. But they still will always have a little bit of food available to them, because we understand and know that they cannot survive, especially in winter, on just mousing. So, you know, they'll probably get fed more in winter than they would in summer, and they'll probably mouse more in summer than they would in winter. So it's all good. We got this. We're okay. We are animal people. We may not be huge cat people, but we are huge animal people. So my daughter counted after we got the cats. We now have like 18 animals, I think, because we have 13 chickens, 3 dogs, and the 2 cats. So we have 18 animals total. Yeah. But we love them, and we love, you know, we love having animals. We just do. So now we've got Curvy, Molly, and Buddy, Walt and Henry, and a whole slew of chickens. And I only really have a name for one, which is Gretchen. I have names for the other ones, but Gretchen's my friend. So, that's my finished card, by the way. I yacked my mouth all the way through this video, and you got to see the finished product. So finished card, Curvy Christmas. I did decide to add a little touch here because that bottom corner was kind of bare to me, so I needed to add a little something. So there's these teeny tiny stars in the stamp set, Curvy Christmas stamp set, so I'm adding those. Yeah, so that's it, folks. That's the story with the cats. So far, so good. We have officially opened the shed door, so they are now able to come out of the shed. Trudy is obsessed with them. She doesn't try to hurt them. She doesn't try to chase them, but she's obsessed with them, and they are definitely not crazy about her. So I'm kind of waiting for one of them to just smack the snot out of her. I think that's actually what needs to happen, so she'll back off a little. But that's it. That's what's happening. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. I always appreciate when you do because I know your time is valuable. And if you need any of these products, shop with me at shoploveandstampin.com or join my team, Lovely Stampers. We have a great time hanging out together and you wouldn't want to miss it. Bye.